Amazing Race Port Perry returns for its third year next month. Dan Kearns, The Standard. Scugog. McMurtry Law is bringing back the Amazing Race Port Perry event for another year in support of the Oak Ridges Hospice of Durham. This year, the event will take place on Saturday, September 16th. The event will begin at the Old Flame Brewing Company at 11 a.m. Inspired by the TV reality show, teams will embark on a series of challenges, some mental and some physical, through downtown Port Perry. Only when a team successfully completes a challenge will they learn of their next destination in this fun-filled adventure race, explained an online event post. Paula McMurtry told The Standard the local law firm has a lofty goal for this year's event. It's our third annual event, so we are hoping to outdo our last year's fundraising efforts. We had $22,000 come in last year from the generosity of our community, and we're hoping to double that. The event also has a new slate of challenges for participants to take on. We try to do the majority of new challenges every year with some local businesses, so there will definitely be some of our typical category ones, like the mental challenges, some food eating challenges, and we'll have a water event. We'll have singing and puzzle challenges, and teams going into the local businesses too, Ms. McMurtry explained. Registration costs $100 per person. Participants must be 19 years of age and older. To register, go online to www.canadahelps.org/en/oak-ridges-events/amazing-race-2023. For more information, send an email to Amy Toon at amy@mcmurtrylaw.ca. To register, click on the link in the show notes below.
Pine Ridge Garden Club News. Helen Nicolaou. Scugog. The month of August usually ushers in cooler nights, sunny days, and a reminder that now is the time for the end of summer gardening to do a checklist. Take a walk and assess how the overall garden looks. Here are a few points to consider before the winter in preparation for next spring. By taking the time now, your gardens will benefit from the extra attention by amending the soil, mulching, edging, the division of perennials, and the removal of plants past their prime. Keeping up with deadheading annuals encourages continued blooms, ensuring beneficial pollinators are attracted to the garden. Annual cosmos, marigolds, calendula, and zinnias will continue to bloom well into the autumn as a result. Monitor for pests and diseases and jot down those areas, and consider relocating those plants to a new location. Rotate your crops in the vegetable garden. Consider harvesting seeds of your best performing plants, and as a visual reminder, take snapshots of your garden at its mature stage of growth. Pictures and info from the growing season, placed into a garden journal, can help with planning your next year's garden and keep you motivated through the winter months. On Tuesday, August 1st, the Pine Ridge Garden Club members enjoyed a relaxing evening while Barb Twinner, OHA competition judge, and Norma Haney, PRGC show chair, demonstrated 4 floral designs. Many great tips were given, such as the importance of color and the principles of design. This information, found in the OJES handbook, is helpful in understanding the elements needed to create any design. The use of garden flowers, herbs, fruits, and vegetables were used to create added interest in the designs. Seeing the design assembled from the beginning was extremely helpful in understanding how the final design came together. With this information, I'm sure the members now have the confidence to create and enter their designs into the upcoming show next month. Thank you, Barb and Norma, for sharing your knowledge of design techniques. Winners of the door prize draw were delighted to choose from one of the 4 stunning designs, a fresh bouquet, or any of the several other prizes available. On Tuesday, September 5th at 7:30 p.m., you can join us to hear Molly Shannon speak on Canadian outdoor succulents for your garden and enjoy the Fall Flower and Vegetable Show. Entries will need to be placed between 6 p.m. and 6:45 p.m. Remember to check the PRGC Yearbook Autumn Schedule, page 22 to 23, for the correct number of specimens per class, height requirements, and proper grooming and conditioning. For extra information, refer to the OJES handbook where specified. There will be assistance available at the work table for anyone requiring help in filling out entry forms. The photos for the 2023 photo competition are due to be handed in at the October 3rd general meeting. Guests are always welcome. Enjoy refreshments, See Shelley for door prize tickets, and don't forget to lug a mug. Sunday, August 20th, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., take a walk through the village and see demonstrations and local crafters at the Scugog Shores Museum Heritage Day. Stop in for a chat with the Pine Ridge Garden Club members at the Herb Garden. See you there. Pine Ridge Garden Club, where gardeners come to bloom. Body found in Lake Scugog after boater went missing. Dan Kearns, The Standard. Scugog. Durham Regional Police have located a body near Gilson's Point just 2 days after a boater went missing in Lake Scugog. According to police, on Saturday, August 5th, at about 8:10 p.m., members of North Division responded to a water rescue call in the area of Frelix Beach Road in Scugog. A pontoon boat with several occupants had been out on Lake Scugog when a 27-year-old male had fallen into the water, a Durham Police press release explained. The search for the missing man was undertaken by local police with the assistance of the Scugog Fire Department, York Regional Police Service, and the Ministry of Natural Resources and Forestry. The body of a 27-year-old man from Brampton was recovered on the evening of Monday, August 7th, in Lake Scugog. It is unclear whether the victim wore a life jacket when he entered the water. Durham Police are asking anyone with further information on this case to contact Detective Constable Bukaboom of the North Division Criminal Investigation Bureau at 1-888-579-1520, extension 2696. Anyone concerned with water conditions is asked to contact Constable Boone of the Marine Unit at 1-888-579-1520, extension 5251.
Kawartha Conservation looking to make the second Autumn Festival even better. Dan Kearns, The Standard. Kawartha Lakes. Kawartha Conservation is hoping their second annual Autumn Festival is even better than the first one. The event will be held on Saturday, September 23rd, from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. at the Ken Reed Conservation Area in Lindsay. The amazing thing about Autumn Fest is it's a completely free event for our community to come out and participate in. There's no cost of admission, no cost for parking, and all the activities we host throughout the day are free for our community to come out and enjoy. Melissa Creasy-Alexander, the local Conservation Authority's Conservation Areas Technician, told The Standard. The event will include a birds of prey demonstration, a petting zoo, an informative presentation from Soper Creek Wildlife Rescue, as well as an appearance by the Reptilia Zoo. New this year will be a food truck and vendors market. Our events are very largely supported by our community, and that's how we're able to offer these things. One of the things we were talking about when we were sitting down and discussing how we can continue to make these events possible for our community, one of the ideas which came up was incorporating a vendor's market and food trucks. There's a fee for a vendor or food truck to come out and purchase a booth space, and some of those costs are going to help us offset the costs of hosting these events, Ms. Creasy-Alexander explained. Last year, the event was held over a span of several days. However, Kawartha Conservation decided they wanted to run the event a bit differently this year. We were privileged to welcome around 800 different families out to the park to enjoy our different activities. This year, we have decided to just pack one day full of activities, and we're hoping to see the same numbers and more, Ms. Creasy-Alexander said. More information on this event can be found online at www.kawarthaconservation.com/festivals.
Welcome to You've Got to Be Kidding, a podcast that offers a different perspective of life around us. Listen now to author Jonathan Van Bilsen.
Whenever you ask most people who the first person to set foot on the moon was, they'll tell you the answer. Probably because more than 600 million people watched the event live on television. That, by the way, is the most ever watched TV program in history. It made me wonder what other firsts there were, many of which are quite a bit more obscure. For example, the first double-edged safety razor was invented in 1901 by a traveling salesperson named Gillette. Certainly gave him a financial edge. The first hot air balloon flight with people in it was in Paris in 1783. It only lasted 20 minutes, but it must have been amazing. The first Tim Hortons opened in 1964 as a Red Barn restaurant. 3 years later, owner Tim Horton, a Toronto Maple Leaf player, and his investor Ron Joyce switched to donuts. Horton died in a car crash in 1974, and Joyce took over the company. The first person to reach both the North in 1926 and the South in 1911 poles was Roald Amundsen. Robert Peary discovered the North Pole in 1909, but never made it to the South. The first person to break the sound barrier was Chuck Yeager in 1947. 2 days before the flight, Chuck was thrown from a horse and broke 2 ribs. It certainly didn't hold him back. Only one U.S. president was ever elected unanimously. You guessed it, George Washington. I doubt we'll ever see that again. The first indoor hockey game was played in Montreal in 1875. I bet tickets were much less than today's average rate of $150. The first transatlantic wireless message was sent by Marconi from St. John's in 1901. The area is now named Signal Hill and features a monument to John Cabot, the first Western European to have sighted land there. The first camcorder was invented by Billy Boyle in 1969. I wonder if he envisioned TikTok and YouTube videos back then. The first gas station in Canada opened in 1907 in Vancouver. It served hot water in a tank with a hose attached. The first hockey player to score 50 goals in one season was Maurice Richard in 1945. Sadly, 9 years later, he was suspended permanently for slugging a ref with his stick. The first snowmobile was invented in 1937 by Bombardier, with a whopping 10-horsepower engine and a top speed of 32 kilometers per hour. In comparison, today's engines run 200 horsepower and a speed of well over 240 kilometers per hour. Staying with the winter theme, the first snowblower was invented in 1925 by a fellow named Sicard. That idea certainly caught on. And lastly, the first false teeth were made by Claudius Ashe in 1845. He used porcelain and steel springs. I guess you couldn't really rinse them, they would rust. For Photos and Travel, I'm Jonathan Van Bilsen.
You've Got to Be Kidding was presented by X4 Media with permission from the Standard Media Group. We endeavor to make all information contained in this program as accurate as possible at production time. X4 Media and the Standard Media Group are not responsible for any liabilities resulting from information contained in this program. For more information, please visit x4media.ca.
The Standard Podcast was produced by Greenstream Studio for the Standard newspaper.